Oh, yes. And you went to Central.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I should know this. Welcome back home.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
If your character had a group text with the other characters, who would send the most messages, who would never respond, and who would constantly use emojis?
Ooh. I feel like Anne would use emojis most. I feel like May would always be in the text, like always on that phone. And then the nurse, Angelique, would probably never be responding.
She'd be annoyed.
She has it muted, actually.
And why do you think Anne Juliet appeals to such a wide range of audiences, from teens to parents and to grandparents?
Well, I really feel like the special thing about this show is that no matter like what demographic background, you can really find yourself on that stage. Like not only in the music, which of course ranges from we have our 90s pop all the way through now, like 2010s pop, like we get our Ariana in there, but we also get our Britney in there. And just the stories that you see, because you see so many couples, you see young couples who are going through their first tip, young couples who are just meeting, but you also see couples who are meeting each other again for the first time in decades. It sounds from what the story gives us, decades. And then a couple who's been married for, I think, over a decade at this point in our story, and is going through what feels like a life-changing tiff of their own. So no matter where you come from, you can just relate to the stories, whether it's something you're going through or have gone through, or maybe is could happen. Like
Right.
you just see yourself on that stage somewhere.
Do you have a favorite song
That I perform?
or in the show?
I love Teenage Dream, Break Free. Like, it's so funny when you hear like these mashups and you're like, I never would have thought that this would work together, but it just works so seamlessly. And it's such a beautiful and fun number to watch because you just get to see people refining the joy in each other.
So, how exciting! You're in Michigan.
Yeah.
Tell us where you're from.
From Flint, Michigan.
And you went to
Central Michigan University. Fire up chips.
How exciting. What's it like to be back home?
Oh, it's insane. You know, I spent my whole life growing up here. I born and raised in Flint, and then I went to Central right after. So first 24 years of my life were spent here. And then after I left, I have been gone away for now about 6 years.
Okay.
So to be able to come back home and be so close and present this, it's almost like showing my friends, my family, like all the work that I did in those 6 years away from home, of like, this is why I was away and here's what I have to bring you. Not me getting a little teared up, but this is what I have to bring you from all of those years of hard work and their support and love. Wow, I was not expecting this today, but it's just so special to have and to bring and to be able to present that to everyone.
And they'll be in the audience every night, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh, yes, especially it's funny because I'm also a swing, so I find out at last minute notice when I'm going on, and the amount of times I'm envisioning this week that I might go, hey mom, dad, everyone, I am going to be on another time, and just seeing who shows up, who is going to drive on out here, because it's not too far.
No, did you grow up going to the Wharton?
I actually went to the Whiting. So in Flint, we have the Whiting. I did come to the Wharton a few times. Most recently, I came for Pretty Woman to see a show, which is so funny how life comes full circle. I actually saw one of my former cast members in this show in Pretty Woman, which you never know you're going to be working with. Right. But I grew up, my dad, he went to school here. My oldest brother went to school here. I, of course, toured the campus. I feel like that's just one of those things that you always do. Of course, you're going to tour Michigan State. So it's just it's so wonderful just to be back in this capacity and being able just to present something and give to the community when it's given me so much.
What was it like when you got the call?
Oh my gosh, I for this or for the role? For the role. Ooh. It was about 2 weeks ago when they were like, hey, so you're gonna be opening basically your hometown, like it's as close as we get to Flint, and you're gonna start it off. And I was like, okay, all right, we're gonna check tickets. I'm gonna tell mom. And I was like, give me a ticket range. I was like, I'm gonna give you some time. Because you're gonna ask people, you're gonna ask around, see who wants to come. We're gonna post it, and then we'll try and figure out the tickets. So like last night, everyone was like, "Oh my god, how many people do you have? How many people do you have?" And I was like, I don't know. Like a good amount and more coming throughout the week. So that's going to be even more special. Maybe I'll do a final count at the end and just see how many people came.
That's amazing. When people leave, like your family, your friends, what do you hope they feel the rest of the week after seeing the show?
I hope they leave singing the songs. It's so funny because I love this music, but I felt like this wasn't music that necessarily my parents really listened to. So part of me is like, I always hope that they leave like humming a tune, thinking about it, because like it's so wonderful. Even my father and my mother, like they come, they see the show and they're like, this moment really stuck out to me. That stuck out to me. Oh, I love this performer. I love that. And it's just it's so refreshing to hear and to see, because sometimes, like, of course people come to see a show to support you and to show their love, but to also know that they enjoy the show that they just saw as well just makes such a difference.
If your character had a group text with other characters, who would send the most messages, who would never respond, and who would send the most emojis?
Who would send the most, what was the first one?
Messages.
Who would send the most messages would definitely be Juliet, for sure. Who would send the most emojis would probably be May. And who would never respond is probably Lance.
I've heard that a couple times. Can you tell us like why this show appeals to so many audiences, teens to grandparents?
Yeah. I think the one thing is the music, right? By Max Martin. His catalog spans, especially I think in this show, about like 3 decades. So I think that just incorporates so many generations of folks that will enjoy just the music itself. And then I think the story of Romeo and Juliet is a classic one. We've all read it when we were in school, when we were younger. And so there's something to talk about with every age group about the characters and how they relate to them. And the fact that we're doing a twist now, I think, is probably what a lot of people discussed in high school. How would you have liked this play to go a little differently? And so we explore one of those sides. And I think that's really exciting and a cool conversation that people can have at home, on the car ride home,
Yes.
around the dinner table, about do you like the change? Do you not? What would you have loved to see more of? And then, we also feature all types of people, and the fact that we have such a diverse cast in terms of race, gender, body size, I think is really cool. So everybody in the audience gets to see a version of themselves up on that stage, and I think that's really special as well.
So true.
Yeah.
Which character would be the best parent? Which would be the most chaotic?
Ooh, the character who would be the best parent. Can I say my character? And I think she is the most chaotic too, honestly. I think she has both of those qualities, which make her so fun. But I do think Angelique would be the best parent, because she's like, I'm going to let you go off and have your fun. But like when we come back here, we're going to have a serious conversation about your actions and then what you want to do.
So true.
Yeah.
Your favorite song in the show?
My favorite song in the show. Ooh, to sing or to watch?
Either.
To
gives you the most
sing,
feels?
the song that gives me the most feels, oh man, I really do. Okay, well, my favorite song to sing as a group in the show is Show Me Love by Robin. I just think the arrangement that our music team put together is just so fire. I don't know what it is. It feels, I don't know. I'm like, if someone played that in a club, I'd be like, yes, I'm like ready to go live my life and explore. So I love that song, and I just love that it just takes us on the journey so swiftly about what we're going to go on to. And then my favorite number to watch is It's My Life, the ending of Act 2. Oh my God, I feel like I'm actually at a Bon Jovi concert, which is just amazing. I mean, the lighting feels like you're truly at an arena. It's so cool. And yeah, oh yeah, right? Like I'm at MSG. I'm ready to like see the Spice Girls and see, I don't know, Billy Joel. It's great. Yeah.
And on that note, like, When people walk out,
Mhm.
what do you hope they feel the most? Talk about the most.
Oh man, when people walk out of the show, I hope they feel joyous. I hope they feel a sense of empowerment. I hope they feel that at any time they can change their own story, that they can take life into their own hands to be the pop star of their own life. And yeah, I hope that's the message that they take away, that they can really, that it's not too late to try something new and to yeah, experiment.
Perfect. Oh my gosh. You are amazing with words. You really are.
Huh.
If your character had a group text with other characters, who would
Yes.
send the most messages? Who would never respond? Who would use the most emojis?
I think Shakespeare would definitely send the most messages and probably would have the most emojis. I feel like he would be like mostly hieroglyphic texting everybody all the time. And probably lots of memes. And who wouldn't respond? I would say probably Lance probably wouldn't respond. I feel like Lance is very busy, would have a lot of things going on, and but yeah, I feel like Shakespeare would probably pester Lance all the time.
What about the most emojis? Like who would
Most emojis, yeah. I mean, I think Shakespeare would also be just constantly just messaging everybody all the time.
And why do you think Juliet appeals to such a wide range of audiences, from teens to parents and even grandparents?
I mean, so the music, is the first thing I think that connects a lot of people. It's songs that we all know and love, and it has such a broad age range of people that it connects. So I feel like that's the first thing is it, and then beyond that, the story itself is so compelling, and having this story where we're trying to make our best choices and always make the choice that is the most positive thing for us in our lives. So I think that message connects everybody. So with the combination of the two, that music and the message, it hits everybody home.
So true. What's your favorite song? I'm sure you get asked this a million times.
My favorite song that I get to perform, I would say, well, I actually can't say exactly the song I get to perform that I love the most because it's a bit of a surprise. But so my favorite song in the show is probably "Not a Girl." I watch that song every single night from off stage because I'm not in that one, and I just think it's so beautiful and it's such a wonderful moment in the show.
Which character would be the best parent and which would be the most chaotic?
Oh, well, Anne is definitely the best parent. I have to say that. Yeah, Anne is 100% the best parent, and chaotic parent would probably be Shakespeare. He is hardly there. He's always working. So, yeah, a little bit of chaos there with him.
When people leave the show, what do you hope they take with them for the night, for the day?
Oh, I mean, just joy. I mean, I like to describe this show, and actually, I stole this from the current Shakespeare on Broadway, Drew. The show is very much just a joy bomb filled with confetti and laughter and lots of color and light, and it. I hope that just infects everyone that comes to see the show, and they leave with a big smile on their face, full of joy, with all the songs in their head and a little skip in their step.
So true. Some fun, not too serious questions.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So if your character had a group text with other characters, would you send the most messages? Who would never respond? And who would constantly use emojis?
Okay, so if there was like a group chat with all of the characters from Anne Juliet, I think
Or even like this.
in this room, I think that the nurse would probably send the most messages. I think Shakespeare or Anne would probably not respond as much because I think Anne would probably not understand how the group chat works. And Shakespeare would probably just ignore everything and like probably doesn't want to talk to everyone in the group at the same time. And I think May and Juliet would send like so many emojis. Like I already as a person send so many
What's your
emojis.
favorite emoji?
I like the it's like the person that's like they're not resting and it's like not the angelic like halo, but it's the same face as the halo. It's like like yeah, I said that. But yeah, I think May and Juliet would just be blowing up the group chat and everybody would be like just text each other. Just get me out of Leaves chat. Yeah.
Why do you think Anne Juliet appeals to such a wide range of audiences, from teens, parents, grandparents? Because they were all there last night.
Yeah, I think I rarely go a show without seeing children like within the first like 3 rows, as well as like old people, as well as like middle-aged people, as well as teenagers. Like I feel like, and I think it's because like music, especially like pop music, is such like a universal language, and within our show, there's so many years. I think multiple decades of music span through our show. I think like the most recent Problem, which is like I grew up with that. Like I was listening to Problem. I used to listen to that song like on the bus in middle school. And then like it ranges all the way down to like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and Celine Dion, as well as Katy Perry. Katy Perry is also in our show, and Adam Lambert. There's just so many different styles of music that fit into our show, as well as everybody knows the classic tale of Romeo and Juliet, but we take our own spin on it. I think most people study Romeo and Juliet in school. I don't know if they're still doing that, but they should be.
I think they are. Which character would be the best parent, and which would be the most chaotic parent?
Oh, the best parent? I want to say Anne Hathaway is probably the best parent. While we don't see Anne Hathaway and William Shakespeare's like children on the stage, they talk about them during our show, and I think that because Anne is already a mother, she'll be the best parent. But also the nurse, like it's her whole thing is like to take care. Nah, I might have to change my answer to the nurse. They are tied for first place, and I think last place might have to be. It might just have to be Juliet. She's still young though, and she has time to learn how to be a good parent if she chooses to be. It's her decision, and I think just because she's like roaming wild and free right now, it probably like she shouldn't have kids right now. Not yet. She'll meet the right guy. Maybe it's Romeo. If not, it's fine.
Perfect. Okay, and when people are leaving the show, what do you hope they leave with? Like, besides a smile,
Yeah.
what kind of feeling?
Yeah, at least for me, I really hope that any like queer people in the audience can really feel represented on the stage. Playing May, I always say, is such like a privilege and an honor because it is one of very few non-binary tracks in the musical theater canon, and to be able to take May's story across the United States as well as Canada right now is like such a gift. So being able to just like lift the spirits as well as show representation of queer people on stage is like more than enough for me. It like fills my cup. My cup is like overflowing.
We will end it there.
Yeah,
That's
thank
so
you.
perfect. Thank you. We are with Crystal Kellogg, who plays Anne Hathaway from Anne Juliet. We just have some fun questions for you. If your character had a group text with other characters, who would send the most messages, who would never respond, and who would constantly use emojis?
Okay. Juliet would use the emojis. I know that for sure. The other two, what were the other two?
Who would never respond?
Would never respond.
Who would send the most messages?
I think Shakespeare would send the most messages. He just wants to be heard a lot. And who would never respond? Probably Lance. Yeah, he's too busy. He's doing things.
Why do you think Anne Juliet appeals to such a wide range of audiences? Like we were just talking about, from teens to parents and even grandparents.
I think the show is just a lot of fun first and foremost. Like it's such a party. We've got confetti that's coming down, and it's just a glitter bomb of like joy. And I think that can apply to everybody. But it also has kind of a little bit of everything. There's Shakespeare in it, and there's so people who are lovers of Shakespeare, I think they come to see that portion, and then they're surprised by the amount of pop music and modern day references and the characters that are in the show and the relationships that are involved. Everybody can relate to them. So I think that's what makes the show very inclusive.
So true. So true. Which character would be the best parent, and which would be the most chaotic parent?
Ooh. I think I mean, I'm gonna say myself. I'm the best parent.
Agree.
And then the most chaotic parent would probably be, I think honestly the most fun parent later in life would probably be Juliet, because now that she's gone on this whole journey and stuff, and she's found herself and she has all of these friends, I think that she could probably end up showing her kids a really really good time. But yeah, I think that's probably my best answer.
And this is probably gets asked a ton, but your most favorite song in the show?
Oh, I love That's the Way It Is. I mean, not only do I get to sing it, but I grew up with Celine Dion, like listening to Celine Dion songs in the car with my sister. And so as soon as I knew that I was going to get to sing one of her songs, it made it even more special.
And what do you hope people leave with when they walk out of the show?
Just a smile on their face that lasts for days, and you know, just a feeling that that you know that we're all in this together. Like no matter who you are, we all want love, we all want joy, we all want companionship, and in so many different forms, and just like, yeah, just a lot of joy.